Hi, YouTube. Ball person here. Long time no see. I haven't. It's been a couple of weeks since I recorded my last video. So I want to give you some quick updates about my life and what's been going on the past few weeks. I'm happy to say I am adjusting to my new job, my new lifestyle. Obviously, driving in every day is an adjustment. I'm learning a new company and working with new people. So my current team that I am on at my current job is pretty cool. It's a much younger team than my previous job. At my previous job, I was considered like a baby, even though I'm not a child, obviously by any means. But at this new job, I'm considered old. So working with people that are like Gen Z is a little weird. Like they're like I remember one of the people on my team was like he was in high school in 2017. I was like, fuck, I feel old, you know. I feel like a boomer sometimes. I talk about like TikTok. I'm just like I refuse to download that app. Um, but overall, they're pretty chill. They're pretty cool. You know, I'm new, and so I don't. I'm just kind of watching them work, learning the company and learning how they do things. Obviously, they don't expect much from me, obviously, and to learn how they and that will come in time. They seem to be understanding of that. I the job I work in is e-commerce. That's the industry I am in. It is the term Q4 in e-commerce is very hectic. So I'm hoping that they have time to like work with me on with things. Like I get it's a hectic time. They kind of like throw me in the fire in a way, but at the same time they know they don't expect much, and that's going to take time to adjust to the things they do, and we got to reflect. I gotta obviously I take notes. I'm learning like new Excel checks already, which is pretty cool. I'm taking initiative. They had me work on a spreadsheet. He asked me if I had any questions, and for the most part, I was able to do it. Obviously, I don't submit anything to Amazon unless they approve it. Of course, I'm not going to be that. I feel like no, I'm not going to do that. I don't think they would like that. To be honest, that they like to have stuff approved before it's done. The goal is to have them eventually trust me over time. I do enjoy working with them personally. They seem like nice people, which is good. You know, I have a good team, and as I was similar, I am learning about some dysfunction within the higher ups and the other departments. But that's every company. Every company has these issues for sure. My last job, there was a ton of issues with the communication and unproductive meetings, and not everyone being on the same page. Like every company has that bullshit. Every company has that BS, and that's life. What I also learned, which is pretty cool, is like everyone on my team that's on the econ team that I work with in house at least. This is actually their first job, and they were all in different departments at some point, so they all transferred to econ. So they promote within, which is really cool to see. So the company itself, my company itself, like they hire a lot of young people, and so a lot of them like get their first job. A lot of these people, it's their first job, which is very interesting. So I'm kind of like an outsider in that regard. Just overall, just learning how they do things, and there is dysfunction. There's communication issues. There's issues with Amazon, and there's a lot of BS. But that's like I said, that's every freaking job. There's always BS. They just seem like it's a chill team. They work hard, and eventually, I would like to get in the zone once I have my tasks, and once I understand how to do everything and make their lives easier. Ultimately, obviously, I'm new. I can't offer that yet, but eventually, I will. But that's gonna, and they seem very understanding of that, and they know it's gonna take time. So overall, I like it. It's a lifestyle change, like I said. I have to do, like, for example, I have to do like 5 lunches a week, which is a little annoying, but I'm probably gonna sleep over at my folks' house because my parents' house once a week because they're actually closer to my job than I am. Paying the bridges kind of sucks, but and gas money, and that's life. Everyone does it. I'm used to taking transit, but it's whatever. It is what it is. So overall, the company itself, I would say, is better than my previous job for sure. At least my position is. It's more money. It's a bigger company. I'm learning new things already, and I only been there for like a couple of weeks. But yeah, I'm getting acclimated. I'm adjusting, and they seem they seem nice. And eventually, I want to be like, they were really talking on last Friday in particular. They were really in the zone. So, and eventually, I want to be a part of that. They communicate with each other really well, which is good. It's a good team. So overall, so far, they seem, yeah, they seem cool, and they work hard too. So it's really cool. What else? So let's talk about the NFL. Let's talk about the Giants. There is some optimism for once. It's been a rough past decade or so, and they've been awful. And they're entertaining. I don't expect much from them this year, to be honest. I don't think they're making the playoffs. They're going to win like probably 6 or 7 wins. They have a tough schedule, but they very least are entertaining. I really like Jackson Dart and Scadaboo. They're putting the league on notice. I will say that. But all I can ask for is for them to be entertaining, competitive. They're rookies, like the game against the Saints, for example. That was a pretty bad loss, but we beat the Eagles somehow. We beat the Chargers, which were other good teams. We're playing Denver this week. I don't know what to expect, to be honest. I think it's going to be like an ugly game. I really want to say the Giants could win, but you never know. And I think it'll be a really ugly, like 17-13 win in either favor. In either from either team, I don't really know. It's going to be a low scoring. It's going to be ugly. There's some optimism for once, which is good. So yeah, apologies for the delay in videos. I'm not going to do a video once a week. Honestly, going forward, I'm really going to only do videos if I have something to say. And this particular today, I had stuff to say. So peace out. Please like and subscribe. Again, apologies for the lack of ball jokes lately. Uh, I don't know if I want to do that for every video. I feel like that it could get really tiring after a while. So this is I initially made this channel to help better my social skills and help improve my interview skills. And now that I have a job, I got a job, so I don't really know what the future is. But I think going forward, I'm going to treat this as like a time capsule, and I can look back on it fondly and reminisce, like, oh, that's where I was in my life over time. So let's do the videos maybe like twice a month, maybe at most, and go from there. All right. Peace out. Bald person out.